Alright guys, what's up? It's Jack and welcome back to another video. Some more live stream footage in the background and some ERAD gameplay. Surprisingly, out of the over 100,000 kills that I have in this game on Xbox, I've only got barely over 4,000 kills with the ERAD, so I decided to start using it again and give this gun a shot. And then after this gameplay and a few others, to say the least, I definitely kind of understand why the pros are using this gun, especially like up close. This thing fucking melts even faster than I thought. I don't know why. The gun just didn't agree with me, I guess, during the game's life cycle or even when I first started getting into this game. But anyway, that's not exactly what this commentary is about. This commentary, again, is about something completely different. And I'm going to say something that some of you guys may or may not agree with me, but hopefully you guys will kind of see where I'm coming from. Now, before you guys think by reading the title of this video, before you guys think that this is going to be a Modern Warfare trash talk video or Infinity Ward trash talk video, actually that's not the case at all. I'm actually making the effort to trying to see it on both sides. There's always two sides to a story, right? So I'm going to try to see, I'm going to kind of put conspiracy at work over here and kind of, at least to a certain degree, pretend to give them the benefit of the doubt and basically say that it is possible. Again, nobody knows for sure because we're all basically on the outside looking in, right? I mean, I don't even think that some of the guys that get called in an Infinity Ward know for sure, obviously. I mean, actually, what was it? A few days ago, that Drifter made a video talking about something similar that I'm going to talk about today. So here it is, all in a nutshell. It's very simple, really. I think that it could be possible that Infinity Ward could once again be the victim of the wrong side of the development cycle. So basically, back in Infinite Warfare, basically at this point, they basically had to put their own copy and paste on Black Ops 3 for one reason or another. I mean, basically, the reason why this game ended up being dogged so bad and trashed so bad, well before its release, right? It was because people were ready to go back to boots on the ground. They've had enough jetpacks. And as soon as people saw that in the trailer, they were like, oh, fuck this. This game's going to suck ass. And the thing is, I know that the advanced movement for a lot of people are not their thing, especially when it comes to Call of Duty traditionalists, so to speak, because Call of Duty traditionally is a boots on the ground Call of Duty. But with that being said, it doesn't... I think Modern Warfare 2019 kind of taught us that even though a Call of Duty can be boots on the ground, that you could still be pretty far away from a traditional Call of Duty game, right? Even though you may have the boots on the ground aspect correct, it doesn't mean that everything else that you imply into the game is correct with Call of Duty, just because it happens to be a boots on the ground. So that's my take on that, and hopefully you guys, to a certain extent, will see where I'm coming from, and let me know down in the comment section what you think, whether or not you disagree with what I just said just now. But the thing is this, that it is possible that something else is going on. I mean, with everything that's been going on with Modern Warfare, with everything being delayed in terms of Season 2, with patches that aren't working properly, or patches and updates that end up doing more damage to the game than updating the game, the constant switching back and forth between taking shit away and implementing shit back in and doing a lot of rinse and repeat because they're running out of ideas or they don't have any ideas in the first place or whatever the deal is. Something is going on. You know what they say, that the past has a way of, well, no, I'm not going to say that. I'm going to say that life, I guess, comes full circle. I mean, sometimes, I mean, the thing is you can't really outrun your past, right? So in a sense, everything has a way of coming back, in a sense, if that makes sense, to a certain degree. So back in the Modern Warfare 2 days, Modern Warfare 2 had a bunch of problems. Granted, that game itself does have its merits in a lot of Call of Duty fans' eyes. It's one of the best ever made. By today's standards, I respectfully disagree, but only, well, partially because of the fact that, well, actually, because the game just never really got fixed. But if you put that aside, then I guess, yes, maybe it is one of the best. But the thing is, the game never got fixed. Obviously, there was one-man army noob tubes, and then there was a whole bunch of bugs and glitches and stuff like that. You name it, right? So with Modern Warfare 2. Now, obviously, people that have played the hell out of Modern Warfare 2 will know even more details than I do about that. So, but the thing is that it kind of mimics what's going on with Modern Warfare today. It's like there's obviously a game that has been released that it has a certain number of bugs or a whole bunch of problems and stuff like that. It's not really unheard of. It's nothing really new. But the thing that makes Call of Duty 2019 stand out above the other Call of Duties, or should I say above the other games, is just how much, like, the degree of all these problems that we're having with the game is, really. So it's like what is going on at Infinity Ward is the big question. And I think that these guys may need help. They may be on the wrong end of the development cycle, and the thing is, Sledgehammer and Raven just happened to be lucky that Treyarch was just finished with Black Ops 4, or should I say finished with their Black Ops 4 life cycle, so to speak, right? To where Treyarch, or a piece of Treyarch, was able to step in and help them. And maybe because of the time and what Treyarch is doing right now, because they have to work on the next game after that, right? And at the same time, a part of the team, or maybe even the whole team, is helping Raven, or whatever's left of Raven and Sledgehammer, to finish the title that we're going to be getting in, this year, later on in 2020. So when you put everything together, it's like, well, maybe there's nobody to help Infinity Ward. Maybe there's something going on. They might be short-staffed, or maybe because the thing is, it's like, when you look at what Infinity Ward was able to do with this game in terms of, let's say the weapon patching, the constant updates that this game had, because you got to admit, this game here had a tremendous amount of support. Despite the fact that there were so many players from the player base that dogged on this game, myself included in the beginning, before I gave it a full shot. And I'll always say that. I'm always going to man up and say that. But the thing is, like, a lot of people were freaking dogging this game. But when you compare it to Modern Warfare 2019, it's like a whole different development team was working on this game. And something tells me that maybe a good amount of that development team isn't there anymore. That's just my conspiracy theory. That's just me speculating and talking about this. I mean, because it's all possible at this point. Because when the game is, I mean, you never know who they had to hire or whatnot. Maybe they hired, if that's the case, they might have hired a whole bunch of people that aren't as familiar with Call of Duty and the way things work, specifically in terms of how they implement things. I mean, I know it's all pretty much math and a couple of other things, but I don't know. I guess every game has its own formula or whatnot. But the thing is, if they were forced to hire people that worked on different games and then they brought them into something that's a little bit out of their element, then mistakes and problems are bound to happen, right? I mean, at least in theory. I mean, maybe some of you guys are knowledgeable in this area from a technical standpoint. Maybe you can explain that to me. But when you put everything together and you think about it, it just kind of makes you think. I mean, either there's two sides to this when you put it down all on paper, right? Either Infinity Ward is just that damn bad, okay? Or they could very well be victims. I mean, who knows? Maybe Ashton Williams was never meant to be community manager in the first place, or community communicator, whatever the hell her title is, because she's not talking all that much or whatnot. Maybe it's not what she's supposed to be doing in the first place. I don't know. Again, this is just speculation. This is just theory. This is just thoughts. But let me know. My final conclusion is that something's going on. Something's not right. Something's out of place. So I just had to basically make this video and talk about it. So let me know down in the comment section what you think and what your opinions are. And as always, guys, if you enjoyed this video, let me know. And if you didn't, let me know what I can do to make my videos better. And I'll catch you guys on the next one.